In this video, I want to share with you what's working in network marketing in 2024 and beyond. Now, I could talk about all the hacks and all the different, little different tips and all that fun stuff, but hacks are beaten by one thing: habits. You've got to create the habits inside of your business that allow you to get excited about the hacks. Because if you do the hacks, you do them for a week, they work, you don't keep doing them. But if you have habits, then you're going to win. So what's working right now? First and foremost, too many people are focused on becoming an influencer, right? I want to be an influencer. I want to influence other people. That's great, but you'll be playing the waiting game. It takes a long time until that kicks in. And I don't know about you, but I don't hate many things in life, but one thing I hate is waiting, right? Waiting in a queue, waiting for a bus or a train, waiting for a plane, waiting in a line. I just don't like it. I've not really ever met anyone who loves waiting. Like, oh, I'm just waiting. I'm going to wait my life away. Like, no, it's not fun. Okay. So here are some of the things that I know have worked big time. Number one, know what your goal is. And I know it sounds super obvious and people talk about it all the time, but if you don't have a goal, then you don't know where you're going. Imagine that the game of football was played and there was no goals. There was just 22 men walking around, like running around after each other, kicking a ball and going, where do we put it? They have no idea. Again, imagine you order an Uber and it goes, where do you want to go? And you type, I don't know. Imagine that you're sat on a plane and the pilot comes on and says, ladies and gentlemen, this is a captain speaking or pilot speaking, whatever. Our goal is to, we're going to be taking off the northwesternly runway, and then we have no idea. We're just going to circle around the city as many times until we all get dizzy. Like, doesn't happen. You don't do it. Everything needs a goal. The second thing is you need a deadline. No deadline, no deal. If you do not have a deadline, the goal that you set will not happen. There's something known as Parkinson's law, and Parkinson's law pretty much states that whenever the deadline is pretty much when you get it done. If you don't have a deadline, you just don't do it. So if you have a deadline a year from now, you will probably get the work done a year from now. I don't know how many of you guys went to university, went to college, whatever, but you have these big exams where you have 3 months to complete the coursework. When do you actually do the coursework? Think about it. Like, when do you actually do it? Do you do a little bit every single day for 90 days? No. You do 10 days of work in the last 3 days. 10 days, 10 days, 10 days, all my days. Your head's gone. It's about to fall off, but somehow you're managing it. That's Parkinson's law. You got to have a goal and you need a deadline. Number 3, basics better more often. I don't have any tattoos, but if I was to get one, it would say BBMO. Basics better more often. You know, it's so crazy. Let me tell you this really quick story about an American businessman who went over to Costa Rica, and he went over to Costa Rica for a fishing trip. And when he was on this fishing trip, and he went on the boat, and the Costa Rican fisherman, he kept pulling out this tuna fish, and like the businessman was like, these fish look unbelievable. Can we go back and like make them and eat them? And he said, yeah, sure. So they went back to the coastal village where the Costa Rican fishermen lived, and they made the tuna. And as he took one bite, his eyes rolled back into his head, and the American businessman was like, this is the best tuna I have ever seen. He said, do you catch this for a living? He says, yeah. I wake up in the morning, I spend time with my family, I go out, I spend an hour fishing for tuna. And when I come back after I've caught 1 or 2 fish, one fish feeds the family, and the other one I get paid a little amount of money for, and it keeps me happy. In the afternoon, I go for a walk. I then go hang out with my friends in the village. I play guitar. We have fun. We dance. And I repeat the process. And the American businessman has his jaw on the table thinking, I'm going to change your life forever. Here's what you're going to do. Instead of going fishing to catch 2 fish, you're going to go out there and catch 20 fish. You're going to keep 1 for your family and you're going to sell 19. And when you have enough to get a second boat, you're going to get them to do 20 fish. You do 20 fish, you pay them, and you're now going to do that until you have 20 huge fishing boats. Now, what's going to happen is you're probably going to have to move to a big city like Chicago, LA, maybe New York to run this entire business, but you're going to be able to make millions and millions of dollars. And the Costa Rican fisherman turns around to the American businessman and says, but how long is that going to take me? And he says, 15 to 20 years. And he says, and what will happen? He said, you'll make millions of dollars. And once I make millions of dollars, what will then happen? And the American businessman says, you'll be able to sell everything, retire to a small Costa Rican fishing village where you can go and spend time with your family, fish for 1 day, one hour a day, and then spend the rest of your time with your friends and your family playing guitar, dancing and drinking and having a good time. And as he said it, the Costa Rican fisherman looks at the American businessman and goes, I'm already doing that. And that's the whole idea here. Things are simpler than you actually think. People think that you need to find the habits in order to win, but the reality is habits beat hacks, right? People are trying to find the hacks to make this whole thing simple, but the habits make things simple. So you need a goal, you need a deadline, and you need to master the basics and do them better and do them more often. The basics are content creation, start conversations, invite people, do presentations, follow up, launch people, go to events. There's like 5 or 6, maybe 7 basics. They're not hard, but you have to master them, get good at them, and then start thinking every time I'm listening to a podcast or a YouTube video, are they helping me with the basics, yes or no? And a basic could be mindset, right? And based on that, number 4 is this is what's working, and this will work for years and years, is something that I call my 1-to-1 rule. And it's a visual demonstration, but I'm going to show it with my hands, right? I want to imagine that I'm swimming. And in order for me to get to you, I have to use my left hand, my left arm, my right arm, left, right, and so on and so on and so forth. Now, every time I do 1 hour of personal development, I move my left arm. Every time I do 1 hour of activity, I move my right arm. Majority of people are doing an hour of personal development, an hour of personal development, an hour of personal development, and they're swimming in circles. Or you could just, I know everything. Do, action, and you're swimming in circles. So the 1-to-1 rule is 1 hour of learning, 1 hour of doing. 1 hour of learning, 1 hour of doing, 1 hour of learning, and you will reach the goal. So you have a goal, you have a deadline, you do the basics better more often, and then you do always follow the 1-to-1 rule. For example, you might go to an event at the weekend, 2-day event, 16 hours of personal development. How many hours should you be doing until you start doing more personal development? 16 hours. Otherwise, you're out of balance. And so many people get frustrated in this game simply because they play the game wrong. They do the personal development, and then they're like someone else, they're all in a spin, and then someone else joins after them and doesn't get the results like them. No point. Okay, the last point here, point number 5, is time management. Time management is working today, and it will always work. Because if you master your time, you can master anything. And a lot of people, they're like motivated to get going. They get their Google Calendar, they make it all look pretty. They do it for a week and they're like, wow, this is super cool. They do it for a second week and then they fall off. And they don't do it for a third week. Motivation gets you going. Discipline keeps you going. And it's super important. Time management. You've got to manage your time. Now, there'll always be 24 hours in a day. It'll always be Monday to Sunday. 1 + 1 is always 2. Tuesday might not feel so great, but it's always going to be this. It's always going to be 24 hours. Here's what I recommend with time management. For the next 4 weeks, audit your week. Meaning, go about your week how you're normally doing it. Don't change anything. And just start to be aware of if you're low energy or high energy or normal energy, right? So you wake up. Are you a morning person? Yes, high energy. Are you an evening person? No, low energy. How is your diet? So like from 3 p.m. to like 6 p.m., are you in a slump? Low energy. Find the times and the days where you're high energy versus low energy. And you might find the weekends, you crush it because you're high energy, you're super excited because it's the weekend. Monday morning, you don't like it. And you're now going to put the business building blocks in your Google Calendar in the high energy moments. And if you're someone who works in your high energy moments, that's when you're going to take your lunch break. Take your lunch break, high energy moment. Take your smoking breaks. You're starting smoking now, right? You're not actually going to smoke, but if everyone else is having smoking breaks, why can't you, right? You just have fake cigarettes, okay? Right? Utilize your high energy time wisely. And those 5 things are going to help you not just in 2024, but in the years to come, because they are the fundamentals. Now, if you're someone who's like, I'm still really struggling, I need help with social media, I need help in my network marketing business, then I want to be able to help you. Now, I don't want to kind of go into details with it, but the link down below is going to be able to help you understand how I can become your official mentor, your official coach inside of our coaching program. So click the link. There'll be a short video on there that explains who it's for, who it's not for, some success stories, and what's included. Once you've watched that very short and very simple video, you can click a link to apply to potentially book a call with a member of our team. If it's for you, amazing. I can't wait to be your official mentor. And if it's not, great. I'll still be here showing up, turning up, and giving you the theory behind how you build your business using social media in the network marketing space. All right? Can't wait to see you next time. I'll see you soon. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, smash the subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.